Hey there, friends and felons. It looks like the ATF may have a common theme here. Looks like they fell short once again. But first, go check out my friends CMMG at cmmg.com. These guys are truly an American company and a strong Second Amendment supporting company. You'll find their brand new Descent firearm in several different models, now available for a very limited time in the Putina finish that you see right here. This is my own personal Descent from CMMG. You can get this between now and July 7th in this particular finish, and then it will not be available any longer. The cool thing is you can also use my discount code FTATF, again FTATF, to get a discount on this firearm and all accessories at cmmg.com. The ATF told The Reload on Friday that it has received just over 250,000 applications to register their pistol braced equipped firearms. Registering their affected guns was one path towards avoiding possible criminal punishment for possessing the guns under the NFA.
How many people have complied by registering this product?
I am not sure of the exact number. I can check, though, and get back to you.
Eric Longnecker, the deputy chief of the ATF's Public Affairs Division, said that as of June 1st, 2023, the ATF had received, get this, 255,162 applications for tax-free registration. Again, 255,162. Now, the ATF estimated that there was 3 to 7 million of these devices out there. They knew that better than that. We all knew better than that. In fact, my friends over at SB Tactical, I believe when I talked to them 2 or 3 years ago, at that time they had sold 7 million, just them. So 2 years ago, one company out of all of them had already sold the maximum amount that the ATF is claiming that they have in total. But according to a more reliable group, the Congressional Research Service, they put that number at much higher, at 10 to 40 million. I think 40 million is obviously way more likely considering the multiple companies out there that were selling these things. Longnecker noted that the owners of the affected guns could also comply with the rule by either dismantling the firearm and destroying the braces or turning them over to the ATF. He said the agency does not know how many Americans may have taken those routes. First of all, his own boss contradicts what he just said. He says that they can dismantle the firearms and destroy the braces or turn them over to the ATF. That is not what his boss said.
We wrote the rule to make it easy to comply with. If somebody just at their home detaches the weapon from the brace and keeps them apart, they do not have to register anything. They can keep the brace, they can keep the business end of the gun.
Your boy Longnecker went on to say that ATF is unable to estimate the number of possessors of such firearms that used either of these methods to comply with the final rule. He also said, get this is my favorite part. Likewise, we have no data currently available for the number of firearms abandoned to ATF. And the reason why his agency does not know how many Americans have destroyed their stabilizing braces or turned them in is because they don't have any. I can almost guarantee you with everything that I have that not one single American has taken their brace off and destroyed it, or for sure turned it over to the ATF. How stupid would you have to be to do that? They don't know what you have, and they're expecting you to privately disassemble it from your firearm and destroy it, or go, hey, I got one. So I did a little math here. Let me go by their numbers first. Let's say on the top end, remember they guesstimate that 3 million to 7 million stabilizing braces were out there. Again, knowing full well that's not true. So let's use their high number of 7 million. That would mean that out of 255,162 turned in, of the 7 million that they say exist, that's less than 4% of people who complied with that. Let's use our number on the high end. I'm going to use the high end because I do believe that there are 40 million of them out there. If 255,162 registered theirs needlessly, then that means that less than 1% have registered these guns. The mass non-compliance in this whole unconstitutional issue is a beautiful thing. This is how America is supposed to work. When you have an illegitimate organization like the ATF trying to pass law through the president's executive branch that they have no constitutional right to do, this is what Americans should do. They should give the middle finger to that organization and say, we're not complying. Now, this wormy little attorney general that we have, Merrick Garland, said that reclassification of brace guns will prevent crimes committed with them by subjecting them to far stricter regulations under the NFA. Another stupid comment by another stupid person. Okay, if something is not a problem, right? Stabilizing braces being used in crimes is not a problem. So if something is not a problem, how do you reduce that number? How do you improve upon that? How do you eliminate it from being a problem if it's already not a problem? It's not possible. That's like saying that outlawing people from putting fruit in their butt is going to stop bank robbery. Of course, it is Pride Month, so I guess that's possible. But by saying you're going to outlaw that in order to prevent bank robberies is a stupid comment because it's already not a problem. So how are you going to prevent it from being a problem if it doesn't exist? A lot going on behind the scenes with all this stupid stuff, guys. This will be struck down at some point. The courts are already having their way with it. Every reasonable judge, and even probably judges that are not very reasonable, see this as stupidity. Their own organization, as you've seen from testimony of Dettelbach and this own Longnecker guy, they can't even agree on what their own rules are going to be, let alone how they're going to implement them. So, and guess what? We haven't heard of anything being implemented yet either. I'm very curious, anyone out there that hears of the first person having any kind of penalty, whether it being arrest, fine, imprisonment, or anything, if you guys hear of anybody that gets arrested regarding having a stabilizing brace that they did not destroy or register with the federal government, I'd love to hear about it. Send me an email at paul@legallyarmedamerica.com if you guys find that.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America. He's so